Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. Okay. Well, I don't see any trains trying to use this. So that's good. Oh, look. They got stuck again. Oh, look. True to his name, stuck got stuck. Okay, so let's do the math then. The new design produces 43K and has 32 of them. This says I need 42. So I need 2 of these still. I don't see a way for me to get that little bit more. It's looking like what I do is I just move both of these green circuits in here. I need 112 and I've got 114. So what do I want to do with these two greens? So I need two green circuit assemblers. I don't know if there's any value in keeping them up here. These certainly need to go away. If I only need two of them, and I do, and I don't need the copper cables anymore, and I don't, then why not just put them here? Hi, kitty cat. If I put both of them on here, am I overloading this belt or this rail? If I pull those in, if I leave one of them here and one of them here, those green circuits are going to come down to here and here. So where are the green circuits going to be used? They're going to be used here and here. And here. So now I'm needing 62,000 green circuits. Which is 1 and a half. If I put them both up there, I've got a bit of a buffer. So I need 2 of them. You're going to use most of them, and you're going to use some of them. So there's not really any value in putting them here. It does barely fit here, but not in a 4-lane capacity if I needed to use 4-lane. I'm really tempted to put these 2 out here because, or put this out here and that out there and then just leave a gap there. Or better yet, put it here and then here. Or even better yet, flip that upside down and put that there. Now, that will bring a lot of extra traffic down here that I don't want. It'll bring iron and copper down here that I don't want coming down here. If I leave it here, I'm plenty far away from that. But I could shift it over 1. I could shift them both over 1 or even, 1. Get them a little farther away from the intersection. Goddess of Symmetria would be displeased if I disturb this. So we know these are going to go away. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go one up here and one down here, so that the copper and the iron that feed this only come here, and then here, and then this one goes away. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. So it's going to go here and here. And I see I've already got a mess there. Where am I physically? I am up here. I'm going to bring the big recycling train up here. And the small one. Ooh, I got rid of all my poison caps? That's not good. I'm going to temporarily put this here because I'm going to reuse it a lot. Now, the other thing I could do is do them as 4 individual stations, but only half-sized. That's an interesting idea. I really like that idea. I think I will do that. And actually, I only need 3 of them, but I'm going to do 4. Okay, we've changed our mind. So what we're going to do is a custom thing, which of course I don't care for custom things, but So we're going to do this for green circuits. Power is different, but okay. Oh, I should shut these off. Oh, fuck me. It's actually loading this shit up. That was not intended. Oh, and you're coming to deliver too. Son of a bitch. Go away. Go away. Go away now. You bother me. You go away now too. Hmm. Let's start with this one. Because the machines are here. Good. Perfect. They got all these extra connecting wires. Maybe squeak out that little bit of UPS. I reach... You streaming? No. Oh, it's lunchtime. Well, I got research all done. I guess I should update the thing. Message. Updating green circuits on silos. I am removing some data wires using a tool provided by Storm. You drag it across things, and if they have a red or green wire, it disconnects it. I have visitors. Scooby Boy. I was watching your stream last week. Thank you for coming by. How are you? Hi, Veldak. So everybody coming in, you might recognize this voice. So I am Cities of Earth, doing a MegaBase. I'm in pretty good shape. It's only been 500 hours. Yeah, I have no biters either. No biters, no pollution. Started in Europe, started in Spain actually, in a little tiny base here. And got bots out of this factory. And then went and took over Prague. I have little teleporters for part of Cities of Earth mod, so I can move around quickly around the world. This factory is an infrastructure and supply factory, and it is a workhorse for me. Everything else you see in the European and Asian and African continent was built by that. The basic premise is I'm going to have 3 of these rocket silo complexes. They each launch 4 rockets. It's currently all shut down because I have to refactor science. I launched some rockets. I did get to 10,000 science per minute. In this little thing, 12 beacon science build. But I ran into UPS issues because I had too many circuits, and I ran into supply issues because this is where all the science is built. I have since moved red and green science out here. I'm still considering moving yellow or purple science out here because I just put too much stuff in one place, and I shouldn't have done that. I got military science nice and isolated now. It's in a little neighborhood. It's the only way in or out, and it's got everything it needs. So if I could put a filter on rails, I would have a connection here for just this military science train, which actually isn't a bad idea, because if I give it one more lane so that it's not using the shared output lane, I could just take this and go right here. Then I would shut this off, and this thing would be self-sustaining, because it pretty much is. It pretty much is. It just needs coal from the outside, around the outside. But if I turn this upside down and put this iron through there, squeeze it in, I could take this coal. Interesting idea. Well, anyhow, there's purple. Purple needs a lot of steel. These are steels. This is what it takes to make one belt of beaconed steel. That's 40 steel furnaces, 40 electric furnaces producing steel. So right now I'm in Russia, refactoring green circuit build. I am moving from this smaller one to a different one. I'm still kind of designing it. I'm going to design a one-off, but I'm also, as I go, I'm removing the data wires that I have on stuff. So we'll see. Last time I did a test run of things, I ran low on rocket fuel, which was disturbing, because I shouldn't have. But let me know if you have any questions. I can show you around. I'm going to look at how to I build. What I'm looking for here is half a green circuit build. I take all this out, and I go up here and I get the bottom of a green circuit build. Well, once I get my MegaBase working, you can use it as a starter template for yours. The concepts that I developed here work. I'm very proud of that. Very happy. But if I'm only doing one of these, then I only need one of these. I don't need this at all. Well, Reach, normally I would say, yeah, you should learn stuff yourself. And I'll still say, yeah, you should learn stuff yourself. But I will put a caveat. And maybe it's just a piece of advice from my experience. Have a way on your MegaBase to shut it off. Because at some point you're going to go in full, you're going to be in full, launching rockets and doing research mode, and you're going to find something that you need to change that requires that that the computer be responsive. And megabasing, because it's such a UPS hog, it basically means that you don't get to use your computer at 100% speed. When the UPS goes down, then you suffer. And moving around at 40% speed or half speed sucks. It takes the fun out of playing. It's like, oh, I don't even want to get in there because it's just all laggy and it's choky. It's not really a challenge. It's not really, not challenge isn't the word. It isn't really depressing to play at 60 FPS or 55 or 58 if you're doing stuff. But when it's at 40 and you're just frustrated that you've got to fix this and you've got to wait, that just takes the fun right out of it. So I think the most important thing when designing your own MegaBase is to design it in such a way that you can shut it off. And I took out the wrong one. so that you can go ahead and fix problems without having to deal with lag issues. This is set up from the old design, I think. What the hell do I have here? I just wanted this. Not sure what I did here, but I don't like what I had. Oh, I never updated this. Okay. No, this is a playlist from Ambient Worlds. Yeah, I did this sort of music for a chill stream for a long time before I switched over to Spotify. And I'm 90% certain I'm going to be ditching Spotify. I'm going to switch over to Mix It Up's music player. I needed to make sure that that blueprint was spot on, so Morning, Sydney. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to visit. I'm working on a green circuit build for rocket silos. That should be good. All right, so I want to make a couple of changes here and there. Before I blueprint this as green circuit single. Good, it's disabled. So I can take these three, put them here. Yeah. Now I can blueprint this, and this is a little different here. I gotta, because this is green circuits. I gotta find a way to identify this. So this is the 2. And I create a copy of it, and I put it here. And I say this is the 1. And I go like that. No landfill. And they're identical, which I don't like, but I don't have enough room. Well, tell them I said thank you. It's a compliment I get kind of often, and I appreciate it every time. It's it's one of life's little blessings. I invested quite a bit on trying to stay well. And one of the results is that I don't carry a lot of stress. And so I always seem to, I don't hide my emotions or suppress them. They're just right there. Not a good poker player, but I get compliments like that. I had another person who was watching me, and his wife said similar. You know, Zendros, there's a lot of truth to that, because there's a lot of back and forth that happens there that needs to be managed, let's just say. And if you take it too personal, you end up in a rough spot. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge to implement. So what I'm going to do is remove all the conflicts and hope to get a clean place here. And if I can place this cleanly without any conflicts, then I'll be in better shape. Thoughts on the train unloading design conversation in Discord protocol. First off, let me just say that fantastic that you're having that conversation, and dudette. I can't say how thrilled I am to see a technical, high-level conversation like that going on in my Discord. It's like a privilege to be hosting such a discussion. And there's going to be disagreements on this, that, the other thing, how it gets done, and all that stuff. But, geez, you honored me with the place to put that info and have a conversation, which means that you trust my space well enough to say, okay, I feel safe enough here that I can have this conversation. So thank you. Usually it's a shit sandwich, right? You do a compliment, and then which is the bread, and then the shit, which is in between, and then a compliment to end. But I don't actually have a shit sandwich to give you here. I'm not a fan of unloading into cat on it. I got tested positive for tiredness. Well, Sydney, as many people will say, you wanna tell a different story. You want to tell a story that is empowering, and there's quite a few successful authors who say they went through a phase in their life where people were like, "How are you doing?" "I'm tired," and then they were always tired. It may be true, but it's not in your best interest to perpetrate that into your psyche. Tell a different story. Sorry, I'm being an asshole. I apologize. But your brain's encased in a windowless shell. It doesn't know anything other than what you tell it. That's why sensory deprivation tanks are so devastating. So, protocol, back to what you had posted. I don't know. I have to look at it to see if I am willing to accept the splitters in place. And I've already tried doing the splitter unload design, and it's vertically taller. In order for me to implement it into here, I would have to change the position of my rails. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do it, or I just might not be able to do it in this MegaBase. Because part of the thing is, I don't know if this MegaBase needs faster unloaders. Because I don't think loading unloading is my challenge point. It's just simply inserter time. So if somebody has the vertical space to take advantage of that design, and the numbers prove out, then I think it's going to be a fantastic design. The one that other people have commented on about the 8 unloader, I saw the 6 and I was like, I don't want to do 6, and then I saw the other 2 and I was like, oh, wait a minute, then it's 2 4s. And then my brain went, well, do you need 2 4s? Because you've timed everything on just a single 4. So maybe not on a MegaBase, but oh boy, on a high performance, oh, that's interesting. Now you got me thinking. So that's kind of a train of thought sort of thing, a dumping of thought, if you will. I'm going to run out of space if I do this. I want to play with it. Yeah, because when I look at this, right? If I unload onto, these are all screwed up. I think a wagon is one more than that, but so if I unload into a how'd you do it? Yeah. Right? If I do that, I've still got to find a way to balance those, which means another one of these. And now what we're talking about is that my unloader is now one tile longer, right? Which might not be a big deal in a lot of situations. But in this situation where I have a very specific height requirement, it could cause me problems. So the only way I could deal with that is to push the rails down, which is 2 tiles, which makes this whole thing taller, which makes the whole thing bigger. So, and that's not a showstopper for me, because in this setup, what I'm doing here, I'm not doing anywhere else. I'm not doing this kind of unloader anywhere else. If you were to take that and put it in, say, this thing, which is a red belt base, right? If I were to put this here, and instead of red, it was, instead of blue, it was red. I don't want you to build that, assholes. If I were to put this here, it's the same height as what I'm using. And if it unloads faster, sweet. If it helps with the balancing issue, sweeter. Right? So it's a direct replacement for this. And if what you're telling me is that this positioning is such that by unloading onto this, and I saw the numbers, but I don't quite, what's the performance of these 2 unloading onto a belt versus the performance of these 2 unloading onto a belt? So a comparison of belt unloading versus splitter unloading. would be valuable for me. But I don't think you need to put a lot of effort into getting it smaller, because in the places where it would replace my designs, it's already a perfect fit. So those are my thoughts. I could be wrong, but no, I'm not. I never am. Thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. Ah, my new mouse is here. Amazon delivery just arrived. I wanted to get the new mouse before I go to speedrunning, because I wanted to have some time to get used to it before I switch to speedrunning, because there's an adjustment period for a new piece of hardware. I'm like, how is that still wrong? That's 100% green. Don't want that placed. Why is that part of the blueprint? Oh, I probably deleted it from a different place. Thanks, Reach. I will click on you when I can.